Sahanavavatu Sahano Punaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvi Shabahai Om Shanti 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 Om. May Brahman protect us both, the teacher and the student, equally. May he enable us to share the benefit of the learning. No one is reading. Oh, I am only reading. No books. May he enable us to share the benefit of the learning equally. May we be equally strong to grasp the meaning of the learning. May the learning be equally fruitful to us. May we never be jealous of each other. Peace, peace, peace. Now we are reading Kathopanishad and we have finished the chapter 1 where the question of Nachiketa was being answered by Yama, the god of death, the teacher here, and he told that there is the reality which is much beyond the senses, and that can be achieved by control of the senses, by creating some methodology of meditation, withdrawing the mind from external to the internal, and ultimately merging oneself into that divine consciousness. If you know this, the great story of the Adhyatma Vidya, what is that? The ultimate truth is Ashabdam Asparsham Arupam Abhayam. That, what is that? That is, that ultimate truth is beyond all sound or sabdam or rasham. It is beyond all taste, which the tongue can taste, beyond all forms, which the eyes can see. It's beyond much higher and vaster. Or rasham, it is nityam, it is eternally there. Or gandhavat, with no fragrance, it is beyond all fragrance, but it is that reality itself. And if one knows that, understands that reality as one's own self, that person will be freed from suffering and all bondage. Not only that, one who thinks of this truth, he is blessed. He who speaks about this, that person is blessed. And at the end of their journey of life, they will enter into the infinite state of their being. That was the chapter in summary, what we left the last time. Now we are entering into the chapter 2. This is also one of the grandest teachings which the Indian spiritual sages have given us as a gift to the world. This realization which the sages had, it is not meant for any person, neither Indian, neither American, neither European. It is for the humankind. They have dealt with the human suffering and pointed out what is the mental condition and what condition is making us slave of the world, and how we can get freedom out of that and live in our own dignity and in our own self. So that is the subject of this great Upanishad, as also all the Upanishads speak of this truth and truth only. So today we are starting the chapter. Why? why we are here, why we are so genetically bent in a way to behave the way we do. Why not we turn our attitude and look forward to see what is within? Why do we look outside? Why we want to be happy, thinking that someone can give me happiness, some object can give me happiness, some, some person is the cause of my suffering. Why this nonsense thought comes into us? So the sages have talked about that, and that is beautiful. So we are going to that second chapter and first verse. That means it is a call. It is a call for the inner vision. Look here. Don't look only this much. Turn your vision here. And if you can do that in a methodic way, methodology, some traditional methodology is there. Every science has its own way of approach. So if you take the spiritual science and try to practice that spiritual disciplines in the scientific way, not in your own whimsical way, and then it can release us from our own sufferings and problems. So it is a call for the inner vision, which is leading to the recognition and attainment of unity. So the first verse, let us join. How many books you have? Let me see. Raise your hands. Okay. Okay. Let us start this chant. First chant. Beautiful. Paranchikhani Batrinat Sayambhuhu. Paranchikhani Batrinat Sayambhuhu. Tasmat Parang Pashyati. Tasmat Parang Pashyati. Nantaratman. Nantaratman. Kaschid Dhiraha. Dhiraha. Pratyagatmanamaikshat. Pratyagatmanamaikshat. Avritta chakshuhu. Avritta chakshuhu. Amritattvamichan. Amritattvamichan. Amritatvam means immortality. Ichhan means desiring. Desirous of immortality. In this world, everything is mortal. Mortal means subject to death. Subject to change, not only subject to death. Is there anything which does not die? That's called immortal. Which remains the same yesterday, which was thousands of years before, which will remain the same tomorrow, and millions of years may pass, it will not change. Is there anything as such? That is called the immortality. And you tune with that, then you become immortal. We tune with the mortal, that's why you are mortal. We tune ourselves with the body, mind changes. That's why we are mortal. And we die every day with the death of the body, with the suffering of the body, with the joys of the body. We jump in the joy of the body. We stoop our head down into when suffering comes. But it is not that amritattva, one who wishes to attain to that amritattva, immortality. Who are those people? The avritta chakshuhu. Those are the people who, chakshu means the eyes, avrita means covered, who stops their vision outside. Avritta chakshu. And why they close their eyes? To see something that grand and divine, and that immortality. And these are only few people. In the world of millions and billions, you cannot find millions of people all will be thinking of immortality. Masses will think of what is immediate, available, joy, fun, and experience. So, Paranchikhani, why it happening? Because as we said, that even constituted that way, to see outside. Why we are constituted that way? Yeah. 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 It is all given this way, this way, this way, this way. Why? Let us put the blame on God. But in the very beginning, God is the person who has created this trouble for us. Huh? But God will say, who are you? I am everything, so who are you? Why are you talking about trouble? So it is a very critical area. Anyhow, so it is all Swayambhu. Swayambhu means that Lord who always in his own reality exists without any support of any other object. That is called God. No? So when God, the Lord, created, but created khani. Khani means the senses. Khani, the eyes, see, eyes are always, eye cannot see its own. Eye sees only this side. Ears cannot hear what is inside. Ear only hears outside sound. Nose, not any internal fragrance, but only external fragrance. So all the senses, 5 senses, senses of vision, senses of hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling. These are the 5 senses. The whole world can be synaptically put into these 5 words. What is this world? Is nothing but this 5. It is the object of some perception to the eyes, to the ears, to the nose, to the tongue and touch. But this all have been created in such a way, it is called the all focused outside. When the designer, the cosmic designer, got created, he has no bad idea. He thought that I am everywhere. So these intelligent people will see me only everywhere. His idea was, but ulta samajli Ram. There is a story. The Ram, ulta samajli. One man was walking and he's tired. He cannot walk anymore. And he was saying, oh Lord Rama, please get me one horse. Oh Lord Rama, please get me one horse so that I can ride. His intention was that. He didn't say the last part. He said, Ghoda mila de. Just make in such a way that I get a horse. Okay. And he was praying intensely, but not knowing what he is praying for, or it is not clear. And then really, so one merchant was moving, and then he found or some dacoit or some highway robbers. So they thought that they're carrying something with a horse, and a tiny horse was, a small horse was there. And some load was given, but he cannot walk anymore and he was falling down. So, the Ghona Milade, these people found this guy saying, Ghona Milade, horse, give me one horse. Okay, and they came, this horse cannot walk anymore, take it on your shoulder. So the Ghoda became riding on the man who is praying. So God probably did that mistake, didn't understand how we will take it. So he created these eyes to see the beauty of God everywhere. How charming, how joyful. To hear the voice in every sound will resonate, and that will give the experience of the divine. Every smell, every fragrance, everything, all the 5 senses to that will get connected. That happens after Jivan Mukti, the state of realization. Or a bhakta, a spiritually illumined devotee, sees God everywhere, feels His presence everywhere. So his plan was like that. But what happens? Gave little bit ignorance also. And as a result, we only see the outer crust of the thing. We get attracted to that, we get repelled to that, never understanding that this is only apparent name and form but who is inside is the same divine who is here. So Paranchi Khani Bhaktrinath Sayambhu. Paranchi means outside, towards out. Khani, the senses, have been Bhaktrinath, been created with this, all this planning to eye to see outside, ear to see outside, etc. Who did that? Swayambhu. Swayambhu means the creator God. And as a result, what has happened? In a machine, if you create some robot, and robot is given the engineering some brain, little, whatever brain is given, he is asked to see only outside, not inside. So he goes and works. We are all robots doing like that. We think we are human beings, we are very intelligent. But yes, actually we are robots in the hand of the master creator. So Paranchi, outside, the senses have been created outside. And as a result, Tasmat, therefore, Parang Pashyati. We all see the external objects of senses. No antaratman. We have no inclination, no possibility of seeing what is going on inside. No antaratman. But all are not so much fool or idiot like us. Kaschet dhira. They are very intelligent. There are few intelligent people in the world who are not satisfied with seeing outside only and getting the suffering, little joy, little suffering, little joy, more suffering, little joy, more suffering. And then they get tired. They avritta chakshu. They turn their, what you call, iPhone this way. And then he says selfie. Try to take a selfie. So avritta chakshu, and the amritattva. Why? Because he didn't get the immortality, or he didn't get the joy, perpetual joy and bliss which we are searching for. We are all searching for. Right from one amoeba to the highest human personality, most talented person, most heinous sinner. Sinner means who is committing bad things. And to the most holy people, all are searching for one thing. That is called joy, 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 joy. Unending joy, unending peace, unending happiness. Whether they know it or not. Swami Vivekananda analyzed. The mother gives her life for the baby. Putra tare mayadai pran doshu hare. The robber robs. Doshu hare premier. The same attraction is the same. Because by doing this, I will be happy, I will gain money, I will be more powerful. All the inner propensities of every human personality is to go to that realization that I am big, I am greater, no one can touch me, I am superior. And ultimately, I am that joy, that blessings, unchanging, absolute blessings. So the verse says that the self-created Lord has created the sense organs with the inherent defect. He is saying inherent defect. Why it is defect? Where is the defect? Let me see. Creator God, going outward. Bhaktrinath. Bhaktrinath means, yes, translated, created with defects. Anyhow, that's a good idea. Huh? It's because he says the defect that they are by nature outgoing. That's my point. Yeah. But why God will create defective things? Why God will create defective things? Anyhow, that's the Maya. So that he has created this that is defective because it could have given, see, the same instruments could have given us tremendous joy. Instead of it is giving a dot of joy, one speck of light and darkness all over. In our life, more of darkness and frustration and failures and little spark of light here and there. So,
he could have made our eyes like bifocal glasses, some to see far, some to see near.
hmm.
He could have made it for in and out.
Yeah. And that's why you can do that. That's why you are turning inward and you see inside. That's the point. But I think defective in the sense because of the Christ's nature that it sometimes naturally it is given to see outside.
But these are physical eyes. So physical eyes, if they see inside, they see fleshy matter. There's no point of seeing that fleshy.
But that's also.
So what we need to look at is the divine or the mental eye.
So mind is also within the level of growth in the eye of Brahmajnani. In the eye of Brahmajnani, this is gross. That is also gross. A little fine, but it is nothing. It is the same. As the mind, so the body. As one thinks, so he becomes. As one thinks, his face shines like that or becomes dull like that. So true, but that is not the gross light. That is, but it is gross and subtle in this level. Only little difference in the eye of the person who has attained to that ultimate experience. So this is why beings see things outside and cannot see the self capital within. Rarely is there found a wise person seeking immortality who can withdraw his sense organs from the external objects and see the self within. The self is within us, yet we do not see it. This is because our organs are outgoing. They can see things outside but not inside. The self capital is the real master of the body-mind complex, and it is within us, hidden. It is also very subtle. The organs can perceive gross objects outside, but not the self, which is our inmost being. This is very important. Upanishad is grand because it is not saying that you have to grab from outside. You are becoming spiritual means you are trying to do some labor and bring something which is outside. God is not outside you, God is within you. That's the Christ said, is it not? God is within you. But to see God outside, it starts, our spiritual journey starts with that. But it should come back to here. God is not in the heaven, but is more here and then in heaven. That's why it is, then comes it is everywhere. So the only way to reach this self capital within is to withdraw the organs from the external things and turn them inside. The process is like reversing the course of a river and pushing it back to its source. It is a hard task, but it can be done. It is a matter of practice. Those who succeed attain immortality. This Chinmayananda Swami's book gives a little longer explanation. Let us quickly read what it says. The self-existent Brahma created the senses with outgoing tendencies. Therefore, man beholds the external universe and not the internal self or Atman. But only some wise man, desirous of immortality, with eyes averted, turned within, with his senses turned away from the sensual objects, sees the Atman capital within. So, it says, being the opening stanza of the part of the Upanishad, we find herein not only the explanation of the sorrows and limitations of the worldly life, but also hints on the path trodden by the wise in getting out this world. So it is true, we are in the outside world, we are in this world of duality, we are in the world of suffering and pain, but this verse gives indication, yes, we are constituted like that. But you have the power to turn it inward and you can reach the immortality. Here, self-reliance, that's very important. In Vedanta, self-reliance is very important. You will have to work. Even in our tradition, you said Guru gives us mantra. Guru gives us mantra, but you have to work hard. Guru will not do anything more He has given the mantra. He is always helping us, but you have to help first yourself. If one does not, God helps what it is. God helps those who helps themselves. First of all, that much should be the responsibility. I'm not putting the responsibility someone's shoulder and you sleep and well. Okay, God will do someday. God is doing all. When good things are going on, we don't need God. And when bad things come, then we say, hey, God is doing this bad thing. Huh? But no, not for that. We have to go to that state of perfection and peace, where your joy is your joy and it is within you. That much faith and belief should be strong. No religion in the world is without its conception of an all-powerful controller or director in all forms of life, who is himself the creator. This God principle is conceived of by all known prophets and sages as self-born. The Upanishad here, Shruti, here is repeating the universal concept of God. God, the creator, has created the sense organs with a powerful tendency to go outward into the lustful fields of their own individual sense objects. Our ears can detect listen of their own individual sense. Our ears can detect and listen to even the whispering songs of some distant bird chirping on the branch of a tree, through trucks, even in the busiest market center. Our eyes can detect what our ears cannot hear. A gross example of this can be had in the modern clubs, where one understands what two friends are whispering between themselves by merely watching the movement of their lips. Thus, all our sense organs ever keep on galloping outwards towards their objects, but never can they be turned inward to listen, see, smell, taste, or touch what is happening within the body. That's why Shankaracharya has given one wonderful idea that, you know, because of the five powerful sense organs that God has gifted us, each sense organ is very powerful. It can penetrate into the thing, know what is going on, and get attached to it, absorb into it. That's why in human bondage, human life has great benefit as also great difficulties. Difficulties because it can hold on to something and catch and don't want to leave it. It cannot detach. Giving the example, they say, suppose Kuranga, Matanga, Patanga, Meena. Look at that. Moth. Moth have one weakness. What is the weakness? When there is light, it cannot stop. It will have to run. And it is fire, it will kill you. I don't care. Light, I shall have to jump. You know? See, the moth runs only, it's one defect, one strong organ, and that is the fascination for light. And it will die there. Kuranga, Patanga, Meena. The Meena, the fish in the water, they're very happy people. They swim and they get whatever and then whole day playing what. But only one weak point. Hey, what is hanging? It's good food. And he runs like that. And he is swimming alone, very happy. He can get other food. But with something hanging and it's delicious and get cut. And then what happens? Got caught. And that brings the end of their physical life. So these are the weak point. One weak point of fish is for the tongue. Then another is for the light, eyes, ears. Then you see Kuranga, the wild elephant, so powerful. Who the wild elephant cares for? But you know, that can be tamed by, and then you know how the wild animals, wild elephants are brought into the human habitation and made use. That their one female elephant is sent, trained, and they attract, and then they come back, and there is a huge area which is full of mud, and that elephant will run in such a way, this other elephant will fall into that mud. Boom, boom. Then he cannot escape. He cannot get out. And they don't give them food for days and days and days. And see, this giant elephant is caught because of weakness, one weakness. So similarly, that God has given us 5 such powerful things. Therefore, it is not so easy to get out of this. But it can be utilized in a different way, so that this all the 5 senses can give us a tremendous joy. Whatever you see, it brings joy, eternal joy. Whatever you hear, every sound will resonate as Om. Every smell, every fragrance will remind us of the divine fragrance. So that's also intense experience is possible. That's why it is in the Upanishads also described. The joy one can get of God realization in human birth is the highest. Not even the gods and angels can feel that. Because here all the 5 senses are so strong. Through the same 5 senses, you can enjoy the bliss pouring into you as it were. So that is the description of joy. So God the Creator has created the sense organs like that. Our eyes can detect, with our ears cannot hear. A gross example has been given, as I said. Thus all our senses are ever keep on galloping out towards their objects, but never can they be turned inward. Thus, this portion of the text has been more often than not completely misunderstood, both by casual readers and studious scholars. Shankara's commentary has been always the sanction for the misinterpretation. Shankara, no doubt, has interpreted it rightly, at the Parameshwara pierce the senses. Parameshwara pierce the senses, meaning Lord cursed the senses. That means as if he created this and cursed it. That's some type of understanding why this is behaving wrongly with us. Why it does not give the vision from the beginning. Then the fun goes away, no? If you at the very beginning understand the secret, then what is the fun of this drama? This is a world drama going on, God's play. This is misconstrued as disrespect of the philosophy towards the external world. So, therefore, that the Lord cursed the sense organs is not to be understood literally, else entire chapter would be advising a negative yoga of suppression, not a positive dharma of yoga, of intelligent control and wise direction of our faculties towards self-perfection. And yet, there are rare few who in themselves represent those who stand on the last landing ground on the stairs of evolution. Very human evolution, no? You will find human beings whose nature is totally beastly. We call that, our Swami Premishananda Maharaj used to say, that is fresh from the forest. He looks like a human being, but his all tendencies are just like animals. And that means he was in previous life, he was an animal. He just got a first human birth, a promotion. And then that promotion refines us, and we are now refined into today's mental condition, who are sitting over here and reading this book. But a first birth, that means those who are so beastly and animalistic, the spirituality does not enter into their ear at all. They cannot tolerate this type of lesson. So it needs refined mind, that's the point. And that refined mind came because of having some experiences of life. So, last landing ground on the stairs of evolution, and who wishing to reach the very roof of existence, control their sense organs, thus turn their entire attention into their own within, where they hope to discover the well of knowledge and the source of all the life, the self. Huh? Why we turn? Is it some foolishness? People will think that you are talking too much of renunciation and detachment. Why? The world has so much fun. Yes, world has fun, but it is not unadulterated fun. Problem is that it has so much you pay taxes for that. You can use your credit card, but you pay heavy tax, 24% interest. It is not worth borrowing money like that and paying 24% of your income. So if that is the way, yes, the world is so beautiful. Why? Okay, go. But it takes our taxation, too much taxation. Taxation on the body, taxation on the mind, our emotions, our state of our mental strength. Eh? So that is the way it is not good. Unless a seeker has come to feel an irresistible urge to know the nature of the self and to experience the self of fullness of life, he will not find in himself the required sense of introvertness, not the required amount of moral courage, intellectual conviction, mental heroism, psychological guts, and spiritual nerve to dam the outward flow of the senses. Thus send the stream of attention in him back again to the very source, the Atman. It needs courage. That's why spirituality is not for weak people. Right? It is not to cry and weep, but to be acting very with full awareness. With what the world can give, I know that. I have tested that. What this can give, I get a taste of it. Look by yourself or seeing some people who have attained to that state. And under these circumstances, judge yourself what you want. And then a tendency naturally comes. Who is a fool in the world who will not want eternal joy, eternal peace? Everyone's are seeking for that. But we are not ready yet for that. So
Swami, we're all going there. We're all ending up there, right?
of course, we are all moving. Every day we are moving. But if we make a conscious effort, we understand this. And just if we think what is going on, and then we can mature much faster. Why? I am looking at this beauty of the world. So many years I did, so many lifetimes I did. But if I get this understanding, why I am attracted? Because the same self is there. See, you are not blinding your eyes, but you are penetrating eye when eyes open, trying to see who is behind the objects of my attraction and who is in me. We inquire everything, but never we inquire about ourselves. We inquire about physics, chemistry, math, astronomy, astrology, and all the sciences, but under the earth, but we never identify ourselves. Why this? Why? Who am I? Everything depends on me, is it not? If I die this moment, what is the thing? The world will remain this way, but what about the man who dies? With what voidness, with what fullness one leaves this body? That is the secret. We may be very argumentative in this world, but when really death comes and disease comes and ill health, which is just taking away the life force, then question comes, what is going with me now? Where I am? Who with me? That loneliness, that frustration, we have to face that. That's why this is not a negative teaching, but it is giving us the pointing out to the truth. What is the truth behind? To search for that. That's why it is called the scientific research, no? What is Brahma Jnana? Is the what is called? It is called the Research Institute. This what we are studying. If you say it is a school class, what is the name of the class? It is called Brahma Vidya Research Institute. Does it sound good? This is, we are researching. We are all research scholars here. We are trying to find by our own experiment, to research and find that Brahma Vidya. Vidya is the wisdom of that Brahman, that infinite, which is not dependent on some doctrine, dogma, ritual form, but it is the reality. And I am trying to find that. As a scientist wants to find the basic of all our experiences in one by one. What is metal, what is solid, what is liquid, go on, go on, go on, go on, and find it is all energy. So let us go on in scientific way in the process given by the spiritual scientists. This rishis. Yes.
Swami, the message of Vedanta is so clear, and there's so much encouragement to pursue this spiritual goal. And yet, we know at the end of life, for people who want to be on this path, there are physical disabilities, and yet we see a lot of spiritual aspirants who, despite physical debility, still hold on to this. They kind of ignore the pain, the discomfort, and so on, and they're great models. But on the other hand, we also see people of the same spiritual inclination, as they get older, they lose their ability to concentrate. There is cognitive dysfunctionality. They cannot think clearly. And all the Vedantic reason, the discipline, and all that was inculcated through a lifetime suddenly is lost in this fog.
It is not lost. True. Because, but this is the practice. No, I'm saying this is to be practiced. That's why when we are able to do, when we are able to do, the inner knowledge does not go anywhere. Physical disabilities, aches and pains and troubles may momentarily cover that knowledge, but it cannot just wipe out. That's why practice is more necessary when we are. And now is there, we will have to do more. It's a question of how much forcefully we assert this truth every day. And impact will be much better then.
One sees examples of that, of people of a certain spiritual stature who are able to cope with physical pain and disability. But when
They cannot.
We're not talking about physical pain anymore. We're talking about the mind losing its focus. Cognition.
That's also.
Dementia or dementia.
Acha. That does not matter. That does not matter.
Aspects to it.
Now listen, for Vedanta, body is matter, mind is matter. It does not matter anything, really. But with this mind as matter, when it is utilized for thinking of the self-consciousness, that impression what has been created, that is not going anywhere. It is the exit. As I give the example, in the freeway you are going and you see the Irvine spectrum, beautiful light going on, and you want to stop and get in. But when you get out, you will be the same exit. So the spiritual wisdom remains there. And there, pure mind may work on inside. We do not know. We are seeing the surface mind. There are two set of mind works there.
So are you suggesting, Swami, that even when the manas gets dimmed, the buddhi, the prajna sort of keeps going?
That depends on the practice, no? Practice. Mind will not die.
No, manas will, when it's...
It is only the brain which is not bringing out through the external expression in my mouth and eyes and this. But what is happening behind this brain cell is the mind. It is the same. The mind is not getting expression. In this line, somewhere is one disconnection comes, it will not transmit the what I am saying. So similarly, what is the mind is doing, because of the practice, mind goes on resonating in that same circle. So that will make no loss. Rather, you can progress also there.
Swami, at this point we are jumping off Vedanta, which talks about the here and now, and we are going to the larger.
That because you are not doing it now.
No, but we're now falling back on the larger Hindu belief in reincarnation. We've given up the emphasis on Vedanta, which is here and now.
Yeah, here and now do
Jivan
that.
Mukti.
I understand, but you have to work on that. If it is here and now, give up everything and just start now. Total dedication is necessary. No, here and now man does not mean that I will go in my own space. While I will go drive my car in 10 mile, 20 mile, 30 mile speed, and I will reach the destination within. No, if you make that target, we will be then up and doing. We have no time. You cannot look to any duties. You have to jump like Ramakrishna, here and now, like Ram Prasad. Now, these are the different examples. That means if that comes, that urge, that necessity, in this life, yes, it will be possible in this life. There are many testimonies. Recently, we say that the lady I told you in our San Diego center, what is her name? Mother? What is her name? Who can tell?
She lived to be close to 100, I think.
She was almost 100 years. And she lived her life, 50 years of her life, as anyone lives. She was a dancer, she was singing, she was drinking, she has friends, she has one marriage, second marriage, all these things. When they got in Mother Clemmy, and then what happened? He got the initiation from Swami Sarvadevananda and took a resolution. From today, I will maintain two principles. I will do the japa, the mantra, I got it, day and night, all the time, and I will not tell a lie. Ramakrishna's two lessons. Holy Mother, japat siddhi, do japa, meditate, remember the name of the Lord Guru gave you, and he did it, not this big Vedanta and anything. See, and this rest of the life, she was established in that truth. I have seen, I went with her, and she is to herself, not taking help of anybody. She says, yes, there is mother. And you tell her mother, you tell it father in the heaven, I don't care. It is hum, reliance, so much confidence at the point of hospice service. She does not want to take hospice service. Hurry, how will you go to the bathroom? I will take care, mother will take care. And she's mother everywhere. In the trees, in the creek, where has window, you can see there is a creek and birds are chirping and all these things. And that not very good place to climb up, to come out and go in. But it's so convincing that gives an example. See, in this country, we can talk about many. That means what does it mean? That we have to be much more serious and we have to do. But how much intensity we have done and how much also the dust and dirt of the mind is there. No, if the mirror, I do not know how much is the dust and dirt gathered there, and to eradicate all this dust and dirt, how much sincere I am, how much detergent powder I am putting there, how much rubbing I am doing that, how much tears of water I am putting there. So it all depends on that, how quick it will happen. So we need not be frustrated, but it can be done with that. We are not deviating from that. That is the goal. For that we need great dedication, greater sacrifice. That is the point. Acha, yes, you are saying something, please. No, you did. You say.
Yeah, I have one of your lecture you were talking about the death. That was very clear for me that every day we die, and even that big transformation that we were talking about the death, but actually the death is happening in our daily life. Even we are children, and then we become a teenager and becoming old, and when we sleep every day, also we go to that place that our mind is asleep, and we are just like exactly the same transformation when we leave this world. So that makes so much understanding for me. That's why I can.
No, that death we understand, but her question is how can he feel the freedom now and here? That's the point.
I'm talking about cases like dementia, Swami. Does the dust and dirt, the our spiritual practice, the effort to take away the dust and dirt, does that in a way clear the dementia so that we see clearly at the end?
No, dementia is a physical thing. We don't mix up with that. Swami, our Atmastananda Swami passed away. He was in that condition for quite a long time. I do not know total dementia or whatever, but he used to do reflex action, give blessings and things occasionally. But does it mean that his spirituality is gone? No. It is not manifesting to the mouth, to the brain cell. It's a physical thing. You have to make a distinction. This what is physical, what is little subtler and subtlest, and the truth. That's why we call three bodies: gross body, subtle body, causal body behind that. So if one practices that and realizes that experience, nothing going to happen. His wisdom remains the same. That's why you see their face is beaming the same way. But I do not know from outside, how can I say, oh, in what state of mind is that person?
So Swami, so here we are doing the work, we do it, then we get dementia. That, whatever it is, whether it goes dormant or it's continuing doing, that which was doing, continues doing, then we shed the body with its dementia, that then goes on and continues doing.
Right. That is the Hindu faith. That wherever,
is that what we're talking about here too?
Right. That means there is no loss in spiritual life. The major thing is that Shalpam, in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita says, Salpam apiyasya dharmasya trayati mahato bhayat. If we practice not fully, a little bit of this science of spirituality, if we practice, it can remove us greatest of the fear. Bhaya means fear. Fear of losing. Nothing is lost. It is a physical. I every day know that it is changing. Now it is, tell me, how many of you are here can remember all the names? It's my problem every day. And I am embarrassed. I feel embarrassed. But it happens. What can I do? It is a physical thing happening. That does not mean that I don't see that person, I don't know that person, I love that person. But I cannot remember the name. It's a physical thing happening. Now doctors are preparing this medicine, that medicine, testing how we can get out of the dementia. Why are you trying to get out of the dementia? If dementia is the goal, must in your life, it is a disease. So that can be recovered or not recovered. It does not matter. The inner spirit is untouched by that. That's why it is to be practiced very seriously. And how practice doesn't, as I said, again, don't make it so harsh that practice means, oh my God, I am to practice day and night. Means what? What am I to do now? Okay, go to the forest. No. Open your eyes, 24 hours, make spiritual. Whatever you see, analyze instantly. What are you seeing? God in the human form. What are you doing? For whom you are working? Doing for the same reality which is inside me, which permeates everywhere. Bring divine in every movement of life, in every breath of life. So that is the thing. That quickens the process, no? Otherwise, as I always say, Swamiji was one day singing a song. Remember God day and night. And Ramakrishna smiled and sarcastically said, why are you telling all lies? Say, I remember, O Lord, morning and evening. Why do you say all the time? All the time is a commitment. All the time you have to develop that taste and practice. In every interaction, actually we are interacting with God. With the divine, same God who is in me. Only, I do not know. Why don't you know? Assert that idea. And see what transformation comes. Not the objective transformation, subjective transformation. Every spiritual transformation is subjective. So that is in our hand. So we should have to work on that. And don't mind about this dementia, forgetfulness, or some head injury, or this injury, that. It can happen for any reason. So, but awareness. If the mind gets trained, mind can think. See, your meditation, what you do? Physical body remains. You do it to your mind. If we can train our mind to 24 hours, that's why it is called japa. Why? If you practice in such a way that your consciousness, inner consciousness, will be always rolling into that thought of divine. So even the dementia goes, or I die or I live, internally it will continue. And if you have realized once, then never to you see that truth, you feel that truth, experience that truth. So in the Upanishadic literature, if we accept the majority view of Kathopanishad is one of the earliest in the Hindu scriptures, we may say that the terms Pratyagatman and Antaratman are used here for the first time in our ancient Rishi's philosophy. He is putting this wonderful idea where you get the two words we got, Amritatma, Pratyagatmanamaikshat, fourth line, the third line. So this word he is saying, and the second line, Nantaratman, Antaratman. Antaratman and Pratyagatman, these two technical terms, he is saying, studying the Upanishad, probably he found it here first. So I do not know what is the basis of that research, but these are the oldest language first found in the Kathopanishad, according to his idea. It is evident.
Swami, what is the difference between the two words?
Right?
What is the difference between the Antaratman?
Antaratman means mind.
Eternal.
Parang Pashyati, I am seeing the outside only and not the inner self. Anta means in,
Yes.
Atma.
How is it different?
And Pratyagatma deeper. They are only same thing in a two varied ways expressing the same truth. It is evident how Lord Death has, in the beautiful stanza, summarized the cause for the disease of death and also prescribed the specific for its remedy. Prescribed the specific for its remedy. No wonder then if there is no other stanza in all our scriptures which is so often quoted from the platforms, from pulpits, in the courts and in temples. This is very much popular quote of the Upanishad. Okay, so shall we end here? Yeah, time is almost up. But you can have any question, another question we can deal with. Don't mind, I am very slow in progress. I have not done one verse. Anyhow, I finished it. You want to? Yeah, we can finish the book quickly, but I don't want to do that. Intentionally, I do all these things. That's why people get tired. We are reading the book so many years. I read maybe the Panchadoshi here, how many years I forgot? 5, 6 years maybe. But anyway. Now we have to absorb. What we are reading, it becomes a theoretical knowledge. Practical knowledge is that when we apply it. When I go back, suppose I go back now, I may forget. Remember 10 minutes this idea. What are you seeing? Who are you seeing? Stop a moment. Don't chatter too much. Our mind chatters too much, talks too much. Just think. You're driving, crossing a person. Who is that guy? What is the consciousness? This, what the thought has been given, we are only seeing the external. Shall we die seeing the external? Not know what is going on inside? What a foolishness. And who is here? I will never ask for that question. What is that? And I want whole 24 hours busy, and I am doing working for what you are working? What is the goal of it? So, point is that not to, that again, detachment does not mean that we will have to cut our throat or kill ourselves, commit suicide because I am not getting it. No, it is just the opposite. Detachment means a power, a strength. I can give away the unnecessary part and I can grab which is the real. Mixture of real and unreal, no? The power, it is a power. Renunciation is a power. And power to grab things which is real and to discard what is unreal. And we are always making this mistake, that grabbing whatever is available before the eyes, but not giving in a little more attention to see who is before me, acting, interacting. So if that simple question, day and night, it can hit us, then this side and this side, then we can connect a link. Then you sit for meditation, then you can connect more easily. And then our practice becomes easier, easier, easier. Practice makes everything easy, no? When anything we practice, repeated, it becomes your second habit. Remember, first day you tried to learn driving. What was your condition? Huh? I used to stand in the freeway here and ask, my God, how the cars are straight going like that? How they do it? Oh my God, yeah, great concentration. That needs great concentration. Baba, everyone is so great and I am so full. I cannot do it. But in the beginning, you see how fearful you are and how you are trying to do mistakes and this and that. And now what do? You chit chat, you phone, you talk, and like that, and you are driving. It has become your second nature, no? You don't have to think, oh, shall I put the leg on the gas pressure? Oh, it is on the brake. You need not. Left signal, right signal, it is spontaneous. It has become a part of our life, which was not. So similarly, if this type of thought becomes a part and parcel of our life, then we will enjoy it more. Okay, so let us then chant the last chant again, the beginning, what we chanted. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Avadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.